I am so excited. The day has arrived that I get to organize my small bathroom. So we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, but it's only 1,100 square feet. So we have very tiny rooms. I'll just try and give you a quick overview of what the little bathroom I have to work with is. Now that may seem a little odd having that shower there, but that used to be cabinet storage. And over here was a built-in tub shower unit, but we had water damage that took out all of our floors. Well, it took out the floor in the other bathroom, but that meant we had to replace all the floors. And while we were replacing all the floors, we were like, hey, let's remodel this bathroom. So this is all I get for counter space and storage. We did put this cabinet in, that's a linen cabinet, which I still need to go through and kind of reorganize because things are just stuffed in there. And then what was this other cabinet where our shower is now, was a cabinet, a built-in type cabinet full of storage. So then we took out, there was a double sink here, a double vanity. We took out one of the sinks so that we could put in that, which is just like all your medicines, Band-Aids, headaches, whatever stuff in there. So this is all I have for my stuff. And well, and technically a little bit of my husband. And I have 3 drawers. And here is my biggest pet peeve. Oh my gosh. I want to pull open this drawer, but hey, look, I can't because all this stuff's gonna fall. So I cannot tell you how much that bothers me. And then it looks like a nice big drawer. No, look, you get this little drawer because, well, that's where the sink is underneath. And then I just have this one big drawer down here with this little slider. So initially when we put this bathroom in, I had mentioned to my husband, hey, we need to put in one of those electrical outlets that you can have in your drawers. And we're like, oh yeah, sure, let's do that. Well, we forgot, we got busy doing, because we did all of this ourselves, and I want to say, you know, my husband probably did 90% of it, and I did what I could, but yeah, I even forgot to remind him to put that electrical outlet in. So this, now you also, which he totally would have done at the time, but like I said, we got sidetracked. You're gonna need this electrical outlet underneath to begin with anyway. And then we purchased this on Amazon. I'll put a link to it below. It really wasn't that much, but it's on that coil cord, so it's gonna expand as needed. So it just goes back in. Now, as kind of a workaround in the beginning, what I did do, because he's like, oh, well, how many plugs do you want? I'm like, as many as you can give me. So there's 4 there. And so I took this extension cord, just a regular old extension cord, and I plugged it in. I ran it down the edge here, and I had a little hooky-doo, just a little command thing. And then I put it in the drawer. And that kind of sort of worked, but not really. So this is the big reveal of this whole project. Well, the electrical outlet was, and my husband did that. But, and this I got on Amazon also, this is going to be the answer to all my problems. And what I'm doing, open this back up, is that this is going to mount right here, and that's where my blow dryer, my curling iron, and like my big brush are going to go. Now for installation, I'm going to show what I do, but it does come with, so this is the greatest thing too. These are just sticky tabs. So it's just peel and stick. Pull this off, peel it, put it where you need it, and then it's going to clip into here. And then alternatively, what they also do is supply you with these little hooks. They would hook here, and then it's gonna hook over your drawer or cabinet, wherever you're gonna put it. But this is obviously going in my drawer, and the little hooks aren't gonna work, but the little peel and stick tabs are going to be perfect. So, and then I went ahead and bought just a few organizer tubs, because really my ultimate goal would be to have the cords and the brush and stuff in there and get all of this off my counter, and then just be able to pull this open and oh look, face wipes. I can just clean my face before I go to bed, and then have a few things back there so that I'm not fighting with everything to be able to get to my stuff. So this is everything that is going to be cleaned up and reorganized. And then I have this big old box over here, and I have some other things that just need cleaned up and put away. Again, like my big storage needs cleaned out and organized. But when we installed, well, first of all, okay, let's get rid of the box. And it looks so much nicer when there's no extra stuff just hanging off of it. But when we put this in, the goal was to have one piece of art that goes there that is horizontal. And for the longest time, I just couldn't find anything. So what I finally did is that I had a custom piece made, and that is what is in this box. So I just had to rip the box open. So you're just gonna get a crummy view right now. But it's our goal to be able to move to Oregon. And until then, this is our inspiration. This is Mount Hood. And so I had that picture or that canvas made. So that is going to go right there. So I'm gonna take all that stuff down. I'm gonna repurpose that shelf. I got these bottles, and then I added those labels on there with my Cricut. And then actually I did this bathtub caddy, and it's a video, you can check it out. It was maybe a year or more ago that I did. But anyway, I have a video on that. So it just, all that is dusty, dirty, needs cleaned up, packed up, put away, other random things that haven't been put away since our last trip. So that's what I'm going to do, is that I'm going to reorganize my bathroom, and primarily these drawers, and give you an idea of good storage that will work for me and hopefully work for you. So a while back, in preparing for this video, I picked up a few things between the dollar store and Home Goods, and I just want to use these bins for the storage in my drawers. About you guys, but if you can't see it and you forget it's there, then you don't use it. So I forget that I have all the things that I have and I want to try. They get put away, and then out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so we're gonna start with this first. This is the main attraction anyway. So really, it's just telling you to wipe the wall, and then this is your sticky tab, and then it just sticks onto it, and it looks like it's using a blow dryer to maybe heat it to the wall. Although it says, press the adhesive hook firmly and squeeze onto the, it says extra air. Then it says wait 24 hours to install the hairdryer organizer to use. So it's just saying to let the sticky parts set up. And then disassembly method. Okay, use the hairdryer to heat up the adhesive surface to tear it off when heat. Tear it off when heat enough. Okay, so their English isn't very good, but basically they're saying if you're done with it and you want to remove it, just heat it up. It's staying with the house, so I'm not taking it with me. So there's 3 of these little sticky tabs. And basically you're gonna just slip it into it like this. And I'm not sure why they give you 3, you only need 2, so I guess maybe 1 is extra. So you want to be able to line it up so that you can see where it's going to still give you enough space to close. So I'm just going to use a pencil to mark where it should go. So I'm just going to grab a small level and just make sure that this is going to be straight. Okay, so let me show you. So I made these marks to line it up with. And then before I was gonna press it on here pretty firm, I want to make sure, because when I was measuring, that was going to be the top of this basket. And clearly the little clips are sitting down further than my line. So I just wanted to make sure, and it looks like I'm going to be able to just use one of the other lines. Well, I was saying I might be able to just move it to one of these pieces. Okay, so let me show you this so far. So I have my glue tabs stuck on, and yes, I put it on. I didn't wait the 24 hours, but I know I've used these before. I know they'll be fine. And then I didn't hang it from the top of the basket. I went down one, so it can be adjustable to where you want it to sit. However, I am coming across this problem, which I really didn't think through. or think that this would be an issue is that this is too tall, but it definitely needs to go there for my plan. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out one of those wires at the bottom of the basket, and that'll let that drop through so that it can still go through, unless my husband has a better idea. So until I come across a solution for this, I'm just going to keep organizing, because I have these baskets to go in the bottom. So this drawer can slide out. And then I have these to sit at the bottom. And two just fit. And then depending on how it works out, I got these at the dollar store. So a bundle of 3 for $1 and a bundle of 3 for $1. So I think what I'll do is I'll just have one for makeup and one for hair. And then maybe keep this top drawer as miscellaneous. I don't know. I'm going to work on this as we go. This is kind of a work in progress. Okay, surprise, day 2. So yesterday I was working on my bathroom organization. I was getting to the drawers and organizing some of the stuff I had in there, and I had yet to put up the artwork that I had purchased, and I was installing the basket holder for the curling iron and blow dryer, etc. So my husband came home and we had errands to do, so I put everything on hold. However, at the end of the day, I did get him to help me out. So let me show you. Ta-da! We got the artwork hung up, and he moved down that shelf for me, in which I'm going to put just a few knick-knack things, and then the bottles that I have for shampoo and conditioner for the bathtub. So everything is still out. I still need to organize my drawers and clean up around here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the camera back up on the tripod, and then I'm just going to go through finishing my organizational mess down there and get them put into these drawers. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so let me show you one other thing. Okay, so when I bought this, in my mind, the curling iron was going to fit. And I don't know if it was because it just was something that seemed logical to me, or after looking at different versions on Amazon, I saw it and thought, oh yeah, this is the same thing. Anyway, my curling iron didn't fit. So we, meaning my husband, went ahead, and let me pull the camera. So he went ahead and just cut out one of the wires for me. He didn't cut it out, he just cut it on the end, and then you can see he bent it over. He said just to give it its strength, and also so that this doesn't just completely fall through. And then he ended up kind of bending it so that it fit. But that was an easy fix. I think he just used a pair of like needle nose pliers and just cut the end and then bent it back. So that was an easy, simple fix. So I'm very excited about that. I still need to get these baskets in there, and I'm gonna organize it to the best that I'm gonna use it today, and then I may just tweak it over time and how it's gonna work for me. But there you see everything's plugged in, and then I'll have my baskets down below. Okay, the next step really for this little drawer, not much is gonna fit in there, but I do want to be able to put this in here, and this can just sit like, I don't know, maybe I'll just tape that in there. But really, I just want to be able to have things out of the way and to have some space. So like, I can just pull it out. It doesn't have to sit there anymore. And I have a new one, but it's kind of my goal just to have a small space where I can have easy face products just to be able to pull out instead of fighting to find them or know where they're at. So I have this basket that will work, and I have a couple of these left over if I want to change it out. But really, I think that's going to work best. I have that, and I have a replacement down here. So then this can just pull out to be able to get to what's below. It slides back and forth a little bit, but really that's not the point. The point is I can just pull it out. Now the cords can just hang there. And so now I have more counter space. And really my biggest thing was I just hated things there. I hated that if you pulled on a drawer that everything would just get caught and fall off or get tangled up. That really bothered me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean off my counter. I'm gonna do some quick cleaning and get everything looking nice and pretty again. And then I'll show you how it all looks at the end. So bye-bye to my little command hook that never really worked. So I thought I'd share this. I'm made this cute little caddy. It just sits in my bathtub caddy. And what I did was, this was a candle that I got at Marshall's Home Goods, one of those stores. And obviously I burned down the candle and cleaned it all out. And then this was the lid. So on top of the lid, sorry, I gotta get it clean. This is very dusty. Okay, so this would have been the top of the candle. And this word love was written on it. But I was able to remove this. I think there was a screw underneath and it took a little bit of doing, but I unscrewed it so you can see the hole there. But what I wanted was like a ring holder for getting into the bathtub. If you want to take your rings off, you can put your rings in here. And so then I just repurposed the word love for it. So it just sits there. But then I had this nice little jar left over so that I could stick little things in the bathtub. Okay, and so this is the bathtub caddy tray I mentioned earlier. It's dusty also, but I did do a video on this. This is one of my first videos, so it's a little rough. But I went ahead and made this, and I made it almost identical one, very similar, for my daughter-in-law as a wedding gift. But if you want to go back and see that, I'll put a link in the description for that too. Took the time to clean off my sink, get everything nice and clean and pretty, and all put back together with a little refreshed look. But this was the main event, to be able to open these drawers and not have everything fall off. My vanity, I can have my makeup here, wipes, and then face items, just to be handy and quick, and I don't have to fight or dig for anything. And then the big deal was in here. So here I have my organizer for my blow dryer, curling iron, and brushes. And then I was able to go through and just reorganize all my stuff into separate bins and baskets so I can easily get to it. And then close it all up. So that was a huge success for me. And then over here was just cleaning and refreshing. And then the big deal was adding this new artwork that we had made. This is Mount Hood. This may be the closest I get to it for a while. And then we moved the shelf down here. We centered it to the art and then just added a few things. I repurposed all the items I had in here, so now they're just kind of randomly in different spots. But now I'm able to make use of my bathtub, and everything is organized and put away. So I hope you've enjoyed following along. Maybe you got a tip for organizing for your blow dryer and curling iron, and then just having a refreshed look for your space. So I appreciate you watching. Please give me your ideas on organizing in your bathroom. I love tips. This is a very small bathroom, and we don't have a lot of space. I didn't show in here, I mean, this is just your basic stuff, but it is all organized with these little baskets and shelves. But I still feel like we are short on space, because like this is all we have for the linen cabinet. So I have to make use of every single space that I have. Anyway, okay, well, let me know what you think. I appreciate you watching. And as always, I say it is priceless to me, but free for you to do, to be able to go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. And until the next video, I will see you then. Bye. But wait, there's more. Okay, so I don't know what it is about every time I do a project, whether I do it on video or just whatever in life, it's always after the fact that I'm all done that I remember, oh, look, you could probably do this. So I was having the intent or the purpose of being able to keep this drawer so that I can get to put my makeup in here so that nothing is hanging up there on the vanity, and just have a spot to be able to keep face wipes and stuff for my face. But I still had the cord hanging up here, and it was coming down, and then it just kind of sat in the drawer. And I'm like, wow, why can't I just plug it in also? So last night after I was all done and I was in the bathroom, I realized, oh look, I can plug it in, and I just plugged it in to the actual plug in the back. So now it just is in the drawer, and it goes up and over the drawer and then just closes with the drawer. So that made it even better. Okay, so now for sure, I am really done with the video. So I appreciate you watching. And as always, please give it a thumbs up for the video and for my channel. And it is priceless to me and free for you to do. Okay, see you next time. Bye.